Hello, everybody. So nice that you could join me today. It's the end of August already. Can you believe it? Time has just flown by. And speaking of something flying, I think my bunny has flown the coop because I can't find him anywhere. So I've invited a couple other friends to join in today. I thought they might like to find out what it's all about, being part of God's kingdom. Well, we are going to start taking your finger and touching your nose. Then you're going to bend it from your waist, way down and touch your toes. And I guess I'm kind of going out of the picture there a little bit, but that's okay. You guessed it. We're doing an action song. And it's a song called Touch Your Finger to Your Nose. And it's by Ernie Retino and Debbie Kerner Retino. My brother's going to sing it, and we're just going to sing along with him. So here we go. Is your finger ready?
Your toes, and when you come up
Slowly start to sing and say to the
Lord, I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you. Reach your hands up to the sky, turn to the left and right and blink your eyes, and when you turn around and start to sing, and say to the Lord, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you.
Well, that was great. Well, you know what? I think, just have to stop that video. I think that since you did it so well and got our muscles all warmed up, I think we should do it again, but a little bit faster. So here we go. Let's try the next one. Get ready with your finger.
Touch your finger to your nose, then from the waist way down and touch your toes, and when you come up
Slowly start to sing and say to the Lord,
I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you. Reach your hands up to the sky, turn to the left and right and blink your eyes, and when you turn around and start to sing, and say to the Lord, I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you, I love you, I love you. Say to the Lord, I love you.
Yay, good job. Just let me press stop. Sorry about that. And now, since you did such a good job and on the same thing, we're going to sing another song about loving God. It's called I Love the Lord, and it's by Peter and Hanneke Jacobs. And I'll turn to the next song there, and I'll press start. Now, this is kind of a bouncy song. So even if you can't read the words, just kind of snap and keep a good rhythm. And then there will be a little bit of movement. But get those snapping fingers going. Okay, let's go. Get ready to move. Shuffle. Shuffle. Turn go. There we go. That's lots of fun. I love having my brother do some music for us. Okay. And you know what else I love? I love it that you love the Lord. When we love someone, we think about them. We want to know about them. We want to know what they think, what they say. And we have such a great gift that God gave us so that we can learn things about Him. What's important to Him? That's right. It's the Bible. Yeah. And something that's important to Him we can hear in the gospel lesson for this Sunday. I'm going to read just one of the verses from that lesson. I'm going to read from Matthew 16:23. Well, actually, when you read this verse, Jesus is telling Peter that he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So I'm going to change the verse a little bit as if this were Jesus talking to you and telling you what you should be doing. So here it goes. Set your mind on things of God, not on things of man. That was quite, let me read that again. Set your mind on things of God, not on things of man. I'm just going to turn this so it's out of the way a little bit. Now, what does that mean? I better think about this some more. This is something that's important to Jesus, and I love Jesus. I was just singing about that in those songs. So I want this to be important to me too. So what does it mean? This is when I can look in my Bible, this wonderful gift God gave us. I remember a verse in Galatians 5:23. Let me read that to you. And here is what this says in the book of Galatians. The fruit of the Spirit, which means your actions and the words that come out of your mouth when you have God as the king in your heart. The fruit of the Spirit, God's Spirit, is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Wow, that's a pretty good list of things that are important to God. Isn't that awesome that He gave us that list? Now, things of man. What are things of man? Well, I can think of 3 things right off the hand. Thinking of myself first before others. Wanting something that someone else has, like, oh, they have a bigger piece of chocolate cake than me, so I'm just going to take it. Ooh, have you ever done that? Wanting to be so popular and so doing whatever it takes. Yikes. Ooh, yeah. I'd say those kind of sound like things of man. Well, let me show you something. See these earrings I'm wearing? They say WWJD. Anyone know what that stands for? What would Jesus do? That's what it is. WWJD. What would Jesus do? You know, I find that phrase so helpful. Every day, actually every moment, we have choices to make. What should I do? So asking ourselves, what would Jesus do? That's a very good way to help you know if your mind is set on things of God or the things of man. To be honest with you though, following God is not always an easy thing to do. Sometimes life can get hard when we say, I'm going to do the right thing. It might make you unpopular, maybe a little sad or fearful, but you know what? You are not unpopular with God, and He promises to be always with you, and He wants to bless you. When you put God first, I can imagine He'd be looking down at you with a great big smile and saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. So, how are we going to remember what are the things of God? Well, I thought for a craft today, we'd make a little booklet. I have a little booklet here. I have a couple of them that I have made, And in it, we can write down Bible verses, phrases, things that help us remember to know what to do. So here is how I made them. Got myself a piece of cardboard. This one just came from a diaper box. I had my granddaughter visiting, so anyways, didn't need the box anymore. So then I cut out a piece of cardboard, and then I found a pretty card. You could find anything. I covered the front with a card, and of course I like my bling, so I put a little bling on it. And on the inside, I put some pretty purple paper, because I wanted to match the front. And now for the paper in the middle, get yourself some lined paper. I find lined paper helpful, but that's okay. You can use any kind of paper. Get a whole bunch of it and then cut out how much you need for what would fit in your booklet. And then I find it helpful to put staples all the way down the side. That just makes it easier when you're opening it. So staple it all the way down. And then in my booklet, I glued the last page. I glued the whole thing down so it would stay. And I also, you see, here's my fold. I glued it in a little bit. If you glue it right on the fold and then you try to close it, it'll always stay open. So you need to bring it in a little bit. So think about that when you're measuring your paper. And then I found, well, it wasn't quite staying in place, so then I got myself some ribbon and I glued the ribbon down on top of the staples, and then I tied it tight on the back, and it's holding it in here really well. And then of course I put some stickers on the back. Something else I did is I had some fabric, and so I thought, I'm going to make a fabric book, and so I covered it with fabric. I put some shiny paper in, and then I decided to try using a ribbon to hold my paper in place. If you're going to use the ribbon, though, I would just glue it right close to the middle over top of the staples. Don't glue the whole thing, or you might have a hard time opening up your pages. So that's another way. And here's another way. Like, I really like using construction paper, but construction paper is so thick and it doesn't fold very well. So I needed a thicker book. I found a little box. It was just the perfect size, and I just cut off the edges, but it gave me this nice wide edge here. And then I had fun covering it with masking tape and liquid shoe polish. I always like using liquid shoe polish. And then on the inside, I put some fancy green rubber, covered all the edges with that. And then, because it's a book like this, you just need to fold the construction paper and tie it in there with a string. You don't need to glue the paper onto the booklet. The string holds it in place. And then you can decorate it any way you like. But the neat thing about this book is that you can write down things to help you remember what are things of God. Like, I love this phrase, let your love for God change the world. Never let the world change your love for God. I really like that one. I really like that one. Then I started writing in the Lord's Prayer. And then, of course, I did put in WWJD. I wasn't staying on the lines very well. I wrote in the fruits of the Spirit. Let's see. And then I'm starting to write the benediction, but I haven't finished. And in this other booklet, I started writing down some of the Bible verses we've been learning. Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest. Do you remember that? And of course, this one, set your mind on things of God, not on things of man. And then, of course, the one we started with this summer, in my Father's house, there are many rooms. But you, I'm sure, have your own favorite Bible verses or your own favorite phrases that help you remember to think about what's important to God. And so write them in your little book. Yeah, write them in your little book. Well, we are going to end with another song. I'm liking singing today. But another song to remind us to love the Lord your God. So it's love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Okay, get my brother going here again, and we'll do this song.
with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength.
Well, thank you for joining in today. I hope you have a great time making a little booklet and finding wonderful Bible verses or phrases that you can write in there. And over the next couple weeks or over this fall, I might make suggestions of verses or phrases that you might like to put in there as well. Anyways, bye-bye for now.